Hey, how's it going everyone? It is Drago. We're back with another chapter of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest, chapter 195, Love is Man. And the cover page for this chapter is once again bringing back that kind of cheapy battle recap covers, which I quite love these when they pop up. I think they're kind of cool. Pretty much the only actual different information that this cover gives us, because obviously if you've been reading up to this point, you know who's fighting who. It's just kind of recapping everything, but the fact that Bestia, Natsu and Ignia are in their own dimension, like literally Bestia's dimension, I thought it was like wherever Ignia's base was, but straight up was not expecting it to be a different dimension. And the chapter picks up with Natsu, Bestia, and Ignia all confronting one another. To Natsu, this is amazing because he's like, well, I want to take out Ignia anyway, so she just brought me here so I can go kill him right now. Which it does have Natsu pretty much immediately go attack Ignia, no questions asked. Which Natsu's attack pretty much immediately gets dissipated by Ignia, and it really doesn't do much of anything, and just kind of seems to annoy him because he's like, why are you rushing this? I want to kill you last. And on Natsu's end, he's like, I'm so fired up that I can take you down right here, right now. We can end a 100-year quest and I can just go home right now. Which he just doesn't even want to deal with Natsu, to where he gets Bestia to encase him in a ball of fire, which, I mean, what did you expect, Ignia? You're putting him in fire, just saying, for later in the chapter, what did you expect? But at least initially, Natsu can't do anything within this ball of fire. He can't move, he can't eat it. And while Natsu's immobilized, I guess Ignia just wants to torture him by just showing portals of his friends and just what he's doing to people, to be like, here's my ultra villain monologue and let me show you how evil I am. And he just wants Natsu to completely fall into despair and anger against him and cry, and Natsu isn't having any of that because he's like, I'm not going to do any of that, I just want to beat you up right now. Which is where Ignia just straight up decides to leave, which is not even a second after he leaves is when Natsu immediately just starts eating Bestia's flames, the so-called unedible flames. Kind of love how shook this got Bestia, because she's like, wait a second, you're not allowed to eat my flames, no one can do that. You're not allowed to do that. Which I love that every now and then you get Natsu commenting about the taste of these flames, because he's saying they're yummy. Most of the time he says they're crap, but this is a rare one that he actually is like, hey, this flame is pretty good. And as Natsu is attempting to eat his way out of containment, you get it cutting over to Elfman's fight, which I would have loved it to be Gajiel first, but actually the way that Elfman's fight plays out, I'm actually kind of cool that we went here and get his fight over with, so we can probably go to Mira next chapter, then maybe Gajiel next. But yeah, they're just straight up headbutting each other and just kind of holding each other at bay. I don't know if this is the first time that Elfman's actually admitted to it, but his opponent asks, what is love to you? Which he of course replies with his sisters. That's a very obvious thing for Elfman that he was going to reply that, but he just straight up name drops Evergreen, of course, and then he's like, oh crap, I can't just single her out, I gotta throw the whole guild in there too, I love them as well. Which pretty much both of them decide to stop messing around and actually start attacking one another, with Elfman's opponent doing an attack called Love Annihilation, which completely obliterates the area around them, which Elfman himself responds with doing his own brand new Beast Soul, this being Sirius, which apparently he took inspiration, or he took it from Tenro Island, which is pretty cool, and it is honestly kind of reminiscent of that, or even kind of earlier fairy tale beast designs, which he very, very much took inspiration from Mavis, because the attack he does with it is called Vermilion Glow, which does a pretty damn good job of knocking out his opponent. I very much love this final panel with his opponent defeated. You get Elfman kind of going back to his normal self, and then you get the smoke coming off of his face, which if you watch My Hero Academia, it is very much All Might kind of going out of the buff form, and you get that smoke. I do love how like happy and cheerful Natsu is that like Elfman defeated this guy, but the last line here is very much kind of like what's happening with Beast Soul, because it's like Elfman says that he literally took it from his imagination to make this, which I take it more as he had a collection of obviously these different beast souls, and that he just kind of decided to mix and match them now to make a kind of hybrid design. And with that, it is the end of this chapter, so my thoughts. Obviously, still putting off Ignia. He's always running away, it seems, and Natsu, you gotta love that they thought trapping him in fire was going to stop him somehow. The man finds a way to eat the fire every time. But honestly, I really enjoyed Elfman's fight. I thought it was actually a pretty dang good fight for him, and he doesn't usually get, fights all too often. But I think most of them are pretty dang good, with especially if you go back to like Grand Magic Games. I think his fight there was really good. It was actually a quite unique one, and I very much like his new Beast Soul here. I think it is awesome that he took inspiration from Mavis and Tenro Island. Kind of a cool callback there, and just honoring past fairy tale members. And genuinely, I actually really enjoyed this chapter. So what are your guys' thoughts? Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and this is Drago signing out.